So good evening again. So last weekend on Gary's Diecast Collections channel, he did yet another live. And as with the week before, there were two challenges issued. So Diecast Looney had issued the vintage casting, and I believe it was Mountain 66, Todd from Canada, suggested a drive-in slash date night. You know, the idea being cars from a date night, including the possibility of a drive-in movie. I've never been to a drive-in movie, but I've been on many dates. Some good, some bad. You know, it's the old saying: the good, the bad, the ugly. It was 5 to 10 cars. So I decided to split this into 5 cars that I have actually gone out on dates in, and 5 that I think the dates may have gone better if I had pulled up in that. So many years ago, my third car was a Ford Pinto. I love that Pinto. It was great. You know, it was a fun little car. It was kind of nerdy, but not not a love machine. Not a love machine. So, small car, bucket seats, a shifter and a handbrake in the middle. And this is a Motormax Fresh Cherries. I always show the Johnny Lightning Pinto, but I wanted to switch it up and show this 1970. And I did actually go out on a couple of dates in this. And yeah, we're going to keep it PG-14 and just say that it wasn't a very comfortable situation. Now, slightly better for dates was my 1978 Thunderbird. And a couple of folks have mentioned, I think it was Majestic Rides, said that he was looking for one of these. And I've shown this before. It is one of my favorite diecasts because I actually had a 1978 Thunderbird like this, and mine was white with the green vinyl, where this one has this brownish orange vinyl. And this is a nice car for date night. It's comfortable, automatic transmission, big bench seat, reclining seats. You could watch a movie or whatever, lover's lane type action, we'll say. Again, wanted not to scare off the kids. This was actually a nice, comfortable car for a date. Now I own this. When I owned it, it was 12 years old, but it was still in fairly good shape, comfortable. The heater worked, the air conditioning worked, radio worked. It was a great car. Not all the dates were great, but young fumbling love, we'll call it. I unfortunately did take a couple of folks out on dates in this thing. Again, another car I actually owned, ex-police car, 1977 Plymouth Fury, bench seat. You know, but I love the car. Shall we say, yeah, it was that weird period in my life. And I owned several pickups, and I had a big old Chevy 4x4 step side like this. Nowhere near as nice as this. The, it was a bench seat, but the driver's side, the upholstery was all ripped up, and I actually had a phone book stuck in there to support the foam. And the doors creaked. So when I'd go and pick up my date and close the door behind her, it sounded like she was getting trapped in a death trap. But, keeping it PG-14, they call it a bed for a reason. Sorry, I guess I should be trying to keep it classy. But, facts are facts. And so this was actually a great car for dates because it was a classy looking car. Mine was navy blue with a dove gray leather interior, power seats, power reclining, air conditioning and heat, and a nice stereo, air ride suspension. This was great. I could pick up my date, and it would be like being picked up in a car service or a limousine, except for they sat in front. This was actually, I actually still had this car when I met my honey 22 years ago. And after we'd been together for a while, we sold it to my brother, who sold it back to me, and then we sold it to somebody else. And that is one of those cars that I actually miss a great deal. So these five, I've actually gone out on dates in. And the Pinto and the Plymouth, the Thunderbird was actually a good date car, and the Crown Victoria was a good date car. The Chevy was more fun for me than anybody else. And then I said to myself, well, what five cars would be better to show up in a date? So this Audi A6 Avant, fast and classy. Actually, I don't know. It has a center console, but big back seat. For watching the movie. We're gonna stick with that. Watching the movie. But I think that would be a bit classier pulling up in that than in the Pinto or the beat up old police car. So we'll go with the Audi wagon, trying to keep it classy, trying to keep it PG-14, somewhat. And here's one. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I think this one would be perfect for a date on a couple of reasons. It's a nice, classy Mercedes with four doors. It's roomy and comfortable. Leather seats. You know, yeah. And Mercedes sometimes have the privacy curtains so that you can watch the movie without other people watching you. Certainly, pulling up in something as classy as that would make your date happy. And this one would be good for seeing a movie and picking somebody up on a date. The Mazda Miata. I've always wanted a little roadster or convertible. I can't believe in all my years I have never owned a drop top. You know, it's close quarters in there, and there's the shifter and the little console in the way, but where there's a will, there's a way. So the Miata, I mean, at least, it would impress somebody. At least, it's a classy car. Speaking of classy, I think if I pulled up in this beautiful Mercedes Type 280 SL, this would be nice at a lover's lane or a drive-in movie, top down, watching the movie, looking up at the stars. Yeah, I think many people would be impressed by that ride, being picked up in that. That would be a really classy thing. Then again, the whole premise, if they're more impressed by the car than you, then they're not worth it. That being said, I think this would be a magnet if I pulled up in the Ferrari 365 GTS 4. Depending on the age of the date, if they've ever seen, Miami Vice or, hell, you pull up in a Ferrari, you know, night out on the town, drive-in movie theater, Lover's Lane, hell? You know, if you get lucky, get a room. You know, I hope I didn't get too classless there, but so that's my take on the date night challenge. And you know what? I think probably the top of each category would be the Ferrari for the cars that I wish that I could have brought on a date, and the Crown Victoria for the cars that I actually did bring on a date. So, what do you think? I don't think I used any potty language, and I wasn't too forward. You know what they say, gentlemen don't kiss and tell. Well, I'm no gentleman. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. And I look forward to seeing everybody's videos. I am backlogged. I am sporadically catching up on people's videos. And want to wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day. You don't have to be Irish to enjoy St. Patrick's Day. Have a great day.